Why spend hundreds of thousands of dollars testing ad creatives when you can find your competitors' ads, find their best performing ads, and then take the copy, the formats, the target demographic, like the actual audience that they're targeting, take all of that information, not copy it and plagiarize, but instead use it to inspire your own ads. In this video, I'm gonna show you how I steal my competitors' ads using some tricks within the ad transparency centers. I'll then show you the specific prompts I use with AI in order to analyze why these ads are working for our competitors, what we can learn for them, and even how to recreate them within the AI tool for your own business. My name is Sunny, and I've spent millions of dollars in advertising to help businesses make many more millions in revenue. I have a consulting firm where I help clients do that, and I also have an online academy where I help people become top 1% marketers. If any of that sounds interesting to you, go down and check out my links in the description. If not, let's just get straight into the tutorial. So if you've never used the ads transparency centers, they are your best friends as an advertiser. Anytime someone posts an ad on Google or Facebook, Instagram, any of these platforms, even Reddit has this, their ads are publicly available for you to see. Let me show you where. So if you Google Facebook Transparency Center and you scroll down, you'll see this ad library link. When you go here and you choose all ads, you can actually search up any company that's running ads and see exactly what they're posting. So I have some here. Let's just go with Canva. So you can see that when you go here and you select Canva, you can also see all of their other regional country pages, but you can see all of the ads that they have running here. And the same thing applies for Google if you look up Google Ads Transparency Center. And you can see that it's sorted by the latest ads that they've posted. You can see here August 28th. And as you're scrolling down, you'll see the graphics, you'll see the videos. If you click see ad details, you'll be able to see even further into what they're doing. Like you can even click the actual link that they're taking you to. And you can get a ton of information from here. But to take this a step further, there's a trick you can use to find the best ads in the Transparency Center. Because if Canva just posted this, then they don't know if it's a good ad. This is just something they're experimenting with, right? So if you go over here to filters, and then you change the last date to somewhere earlier, so let's do April. Wow, you'll see that no ads match the criteria, which means that no ads that they've posted April or before are still running. And so maybe you go back even to just July. So you can see on July 3rd, they have their oldest ads here. And so when you go see ad details, you can see the copy they used as well as the graphic. And then you can think to yourself, wow, this is the oldest Canva ad that exists on Facebook right now that they have actively running. So if it's still running, that means that it's printing them money. They wouldn't just keep this on if it was losing them money. And so every time that you look at one of your competitors' ads, you want to make that decision in your head. You want to think about that and be like, okay, these are their oldest ads, which means that these are the ones we should value the most. And then you can go ahead and build a collection of them. Historically, with some of my clients, we've had Figma libraries with hundreds and hundreds of these different ads. And these can be very, very useful to use as inspiration for your own ads. And it's the same thing on the Google Transparency Center. You can find the images, but you can also find keywords and different search-related queries on that Transparency Center, which can motivate what type of ads you're going to make. But let me show you a really cool AI trick that you can do once you find your competitors' ads. So let's say that we wanted to analyze this Canva ad. So what we can do is just take a screenshot of the actual ad and then go over to ChatGPT and drag it in. And then you can ask it to analyze the ad. So I simply ask ChatGPT, analyze this ad and tell me why it worked, and then give me ideas for how I can recreate it for my design business. So now GPT is just easily going to be able to scan it. And, you know, many people would be like, oh, like, don't trust AI, like it's a robot, or like you're not a marketer. But if you actually read through what it's saying here, it's actually very useful stuff. And I'm saying that from producing hundreds of ads. So it says clear value prop in the headline. It just says business ready prints ship for free. And it tells you just very clearly what it's about. Eye-catching visuals, so the colors, credibility, it's Canva. Canva's obviously going to add a factor. You got the CTA, the offers highlighted twice. And so, yeah, it mentions the free shipping twice. That can always be, like, if I'm just analyzing this as a marketer myself, I'm thinking, wow, like, okay, if I put like whatever my greatest offer thing is, like whether it's a free trial, whether it's ship for free, whether it's a free audit for whatever type of thing you're doing, then maybe I would mention it once in the headline and then once again in this headline. And so when you mention that twice, and people might be more likely to click. And that's obviously not going to be 100% accurate all the time, like when you're making this sort of ad analysis. But what it does give you is it gives you better ideas, better hypotheses to test in your own ads. Because without this, you might have just thrown that at the wall. You might have never thought to mention it twice. And then after testing 20 ads, 30 ideas, then you think, oh wait, let me put it in twice. And so think about how much money this saves you by just picking up on little things you find in these winning ads. And AI can really help you just analyze them and pick them apart to be able to take them. And so I just kind of gave an example, design business, just because it's kind of similar to Canva. And so yours could be business ready brand kits delivered in days, high converting ads designed for your growth. So I like this. Let's just do this. Let's really copy this for my consulting thing. So here's some examples of me asking it to make a prompt. And so I kind of asked it, make me a brief prompt for me to put this into an image generator, be specific. It gave me this, and then I just asked it to generate it. I did the same in Gemini with its new banana nana and something. I forget what it's called, but these are pretty good image generators. You can also use Sora. And honestly, like if I was actually making this ad for the company, I probably wouldn't just ask it to come up with a prompt and then put it in. I'd probably look through, make a couple edits. I'd go back and forth with this. For me personally, I wouldn't even use AI to generate the entire ad, but I would use it to generate assets. Like it's pretty cool to see like this laptop with these different ad examples, and then maybe you use AI to generate that, but then you take those into Photoshop, into Canva, into something else. We've been talking about Canva. And then use AI to generate the assets, and then use these headlines and everything that you're finding from the patterns in your competitor ads. And I've used this formula, and I've created ads that have generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue using this exact formula. This can work, and it can be very useful to someone who's already creatively testing and has all this set up. But there's a lot of problems that can come if you don't have everything set up correctly. You can waste a lot of money with image testing, even if you're using your competitor ads. And so if you're still a bit unsure of whether you have everything correct, or you don't want to do this process at all, feel free to check out my links in the description to either have me run your ads or to learn from me to become a top tier marketer. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you got the value, go down, check out the links. If not, just check out my other videos to learn more about meta ads and getting more conversions for less money. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.